Barbara's journey is nothing short of inspiring. For many of us, the idea of not being a good learner or struggling with certain subjects feels like a permanent label. But Barbara's story is going to challenge that belief. She went from believing she was terrible at math, a subject she once avoided, to becoming an expert in it and a celebrated professor of engineering. How did you maintain motivation and focus when the path ahead was daunting?
Learn to grow comfortable with the feeling of being uncomfortable. There were so many times I'm like, why am I doing this? Oh, wait a minute, I just bombed this test. How am I going to move forward on this? I'm not sure I can really learn this stuff. But just trudging ahead anyway. It's not like you have to be persistent at every single thing in life that you choose to be persistent at. I worked really hard and I tried to work really smart. If I made mistakes and didn't do well on a test, I would go back and look at what some of my study techniques were to see why I wasn't being successful. And I think sometimes for those students who were not successful, the real challenge is they hadn't been taught how to learn. It's not like I was taught how to learn. I mean, I had to kind of do a lot of figuring out for myself. But at the same time, I did get lucky in that I at least had a mindset where I kind of thought, well, if I'm not doing well, let's go back and relook at how I will study. I think for some people, they didn't have that mindset. If they didn't do well, they didn't go revisit to see where they went wrong. They just kind of said, well, I don't really have what it takes to be successful. And I think presents sort of an indictment on the educational system. They don't teach kids how to learn effectively. And there's so much we know now about how people can do better in their